The reason why she didn't say no is because she didn't want to disappoint Finn, but it was not in like a I love him kind of way, or like maybe it was love, but not like in that kind of romantic love kind of sense, right? I think Bubblegum is just way too kind, which makes a young boy like Finn think that he has a chance and a shot when he, in the very beginning, obviously never had one, right? So I never really understood the whole thing in retrospect, because she never was 13, if that makes sense. She always has been physically an adult. You cannot possibly blame Finn for that. What's good, Kingdom? Yo, welcome to a video of, something I never really talked about. I mean, last time I talked about this show on Twitter, people got mad at me because I criticized how the relationship between, what's her name again? Irene? No, it's not Irene. The vampire chick and the princess. I'm sorry, I'm bad at names. And how their relationship was very badly portrayed, and it looked more of a friendship, and then all of a sudden it turned into like some romance that wasn't built up good enough, in my opinion. And boy, did people hate that. Anyway, this video is not about that. We're talking about a video called What Finn and PB, which is I forgot. PB is something Bubblegum. Princess Bubblegum, that's it. Yeah, Princess Bubblegum teaches about one-sided love. One thing I do remember when I watched Adventure Time is that Finn, first he got rejected by Bubblegum because, you know, valid reasons, older, and, you know, just not feelings, no mutual feelings. Then he got with Fire Princess, and then he kind of, I guess he kind of self-sabotaged their relationship. But on top of that, the writers purposely made it so that Finn would ruin the relationship because of some, like, I don't know, he broke up with his girlfriend or something or whatever. Some personal feelings from the writer's perspective, which result in Finn not being happy because the writers aren't happy or some shit. I don't know. That's just a theory. I'm not sure if that's even correct or not. But I do know that they purposely sabotaged the relationship between Fire Princess and Finn. Anyway, long intro, my bad. Here we go. Videos by Lessons Of, and he actually makes a lot of these videos apparently. First time I saw this, I saw this on my recommended, but like, all right, you know, this seems interesting. Let's hop in.
What if I told you that one of the realest love stories in Adventure Time was barely a love story at all? No betrayal, no dramatic breakup, just a boy who mistook kindness for something more.
Please, princess, just stick it in your mouth.
And a princess who never gave him a clear answer.
Well, okay.
This is what Finn and Princess Bubblegum teach us about one-sided love, emotional growth, and why sometimes your crush doesn't say no, they say maybe. Just long enough for you to drown in your own hope.
Fair.
In the beginning of Adventure Time, there was just a boy, a sword, and a princess made of bubblegum. From the moment Finn meets Princess Bubblegum, it's clear he's all in. She's everything he's not. Older, smarter, in charge of an entire kingdom. And yet, she still smiles at him like he matters. And that's all he needs. In Slumber Party Panic, the very first episode, we get the blueprint. Finn messes up.
Yep.
PB scolds him.
Yep.
Then she forgives him in a playful way.
Oh, you are adorable.
It's sweet and innocent.
Yeah, I've never really seen her as like a girlfriend character. I've always saw her more of a parent's character type. More of a adult figure in Finn's life that kept him on the straight and narrow and made sure that even though he fucks up, he always, you know, doesn't end up in too bad scenarios that aren't fixable. Because Bubblegum is very smart and, you know, and has a lot of influence and power, right? So I never really had like this relationship kind of vibe between Finn and Bubblegum. I knew Finn was definitely at least enticed by Bubblegum from the very first episode, obviously. And then obviously there was like this weird like thing where she lost some bubble gum or something, and then she became younger, and then they had like this weird relationship, and then after that she got back to being older again. Then the relationship was gone again because somehow it was weird now. I thought it was weird anyways because she was already older. Just because she lost some of her body didn't mean that she became younger or something. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, that was like more of my perspective about this dynamic.
But to Finn, it's a sign. Every mission after that becomes a chance to prove himself.
Yeah.
He throws himself headfirst into danger, saves her people, and dreams about her.
Yeah.
In To Cut a Woman's Hair, he even has a date with PB, which she seemingly enjoys.
We're gonna have a spaghetti dinner.
Whoa, really? Where do we sit?
Because to Finn, love is about effort. If he tries hard enough, if he's heroic enough, maybe she'll feel the same.
Hey, Simon.
I mean, putting effort and energy into somebody, it's not a one-to-one thing. Yeah, it might reciprocate, but that's not a guaranteed thing. And obviously for somebody who's young like him, this seems very obvious, or it doesn't seem very obvious. He's like, oh well, if I just try hard enough, I'll, make her love me or something, right? In a non-creepy way, obviously.
Make it romantic.
And very early on in the series, this does seem to be somewhat working. PB even admits she likes Finn.
Yeah.
Princess, do you like me?
Of course I like you.
But when Finn tries asking her on a date,
Hi, Princess. Would you go to couples movie night with me?
Sounds romantic, Finn.
she says she's not available.
Oh, sorry, Finn. I'm busy practicing for the Whistling Choir Deathmatch Championship.
Now, keep in mind, she's not saying no to the idea of the date directly. She's saying no because she has something else planned.
It's more of a mother kind of figure, in my opinion. The reason why she didn't say no is because she didn't want to disappoint Finn, but it was not in like a I love him kind of way, or like maybe it was love, but not like in that kind of romantic love kind of sense, right? I think bubblegum is just way too kind, which makes a young boy like Finn think that he has a chance and a shot when he, in the very beginning, obviously never had one, right?
Making it very vague to Finn whether it's rejection or postponement. So, Finn sees this as a sign to try harder yet again.
Yeah.
He gets Jake's advice to use Marceline and make PB
Marceline,
jealous,
that's her
which
name, yeah.
doesn't work out. In doing so, we see PB actually practicing her whistling, just like she said, so there's no reason for Finn to think she made up some lame excuse not to go on a date with him, which leads him to try even harder. He puts on a lute suit, and it works.
Finn, that is hilarious.
It didn't work.
Oh, you are killing me.
Now, as the saying goes, if you can make her laugh and giggle, you can make them cheeks clap and jiggle.
Hey, yo! Whoa, hold up.
Finn's in the right spot here. Until he takes Marceline's advice and fumbles yet again.
So, headlock!
Guards!
That moment was one of the first turning points in their
I mean, that's just typical cartoon gags, right? Maybe, I mean, thinking about it, considering Marceline loves bubblegum, maybe she purposely made him sabotage this date. Maybe, I don't know if that's true. But this is like more of an endearment gesture. This is not like, oh, you're so hot, or like you're so cute, I want to date you. It was more of a like, oh, adorable little child here, head pet, right?
situationship, as from this moment on, cracks start becoming more and more obvious. PB is affectionate, but not consistent. She gives Finn a sweater that she made herself and tells Finn she cares about him.
Yeah.
I'm not great at knitting, but please wear it. I care about you, Finn.
And with the affection of that sweater, Finn is able to defeat the Lich later.
This sweater, it's keeping me safe.
But to PB, it's the kind of love you give a dog for bringing back your slipper. Grateful,
Yep.
proud, just not romantic.
Yep.
And that's what makes it confusing. She's warm, forgiving, and never says stop. So Finn keeps going, like we have all done in real life, completely wearing ourselves out in the process emotionally. Which raises the question, when should you stop or give up? You tell yourself you're not going to message her again. How she can be the one that sends you a message for a change, and if she doesn't, you'll detach yourself emotionally and let her go slowly. And right when you do that is when everything becomes even more confusing than before. Exactly that is what happens to Finn, but luckily, Adventure Time also shows us how we can deal with situations like these. After the events of Mortal Recoil, Princess Bubblegum gets physically de-aged to the same age as Finn.
Yeah, okay, she gets physically de-aged. Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, she lost some of her stuff, and then she became younger. And then they had, like, a relationship, right? Which I always thought was weird. Was it then really just only because she was older? But she didn't become younger. She only appears younger than she is, right? Obviously, she's like thousands of years old or whatever. Like, she's very old, right? But yeah, I thought it was a very strange episode. And honestly, arc, because it was like a couple episodes where she was young.
She's 13 years old now.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it! Well, I'm out of here.
That was so funny, bro. That was so funny when the Ice King was like, ah, shit.
Everything changes. Suddenly, their emotional wavelengths match.
Give me a hug, hero.
She's no longer the older, more mature royal figure. Now she's just a kid again, just like him. And for a brief moment, it feels like the stars have finally aligned. In Too Young, they goof off together in the castle.
You so spice.
She leans on his shoulder. They hold hands. For the first time ever, it seems like PB actually feels the same way Finn does.
Yeah.
And that's the cruelest part. Because it's not that she didn't care, it's that she wasn't ready before. And when she is ready, it's temporary. PB as a 13-year-old is fun, impulsive, and rebellious. She admits she likes being a kid, as she never got to act like one.
So she is pretending to be a child, right? She's not really a child. She is only like physically 13, so to speak. Even though when we see her back in like whenever, right? When there's like this, her sister or brother or something, which like produces this whatever liquid that she made her kingdom out of. Correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm like saying something wrong or like indirect or whatever. It's been a minute since I've watched it, right? So that's just all of the top of my dome. She was as old as she is normally. She never been like this. She literally spawned in and she looked like this. Not like this, what she looked like now, but like the version that we know how she looks as PB. So I never really understood the whole thing in retrospect, because she never was 13, if that makes sense. She always has been physically an adult.
But the tragedy is baked into the premise. She can't stay 13. The Candy Kingdom needs an adult ruler, and when Finn suggests there could be another way than her being older again, she says something telling.
No, Finn. There's only one way. I just didn't want to have to do it.
That's the line that hits the hardest. She didn't want to, but responsibility demands sacrifice. So the clock ticks louder and louder throughout the episode, until eventually the time has come. They share one last heartfelt conversation as kids.
And I wish I could stay like this with you, but...
She gives him one final kiss, and then just like that, she's gone.
Yep.
Not physically, but emotionally. She stands a little taller, smiles a little differently, and the distance between them that had seemingly vanished is right back where it started.
Yeah.
When Finn asks if they can keep hugging, she responds,
Finn, you silly. That was like 5 years ago. You really gotta move on.
She says it playfully, but the look on her face, the way she walks away, the little sigh at the end, it says everything. And Finn, he doesn't fight it. He just sits there. It doesn't help that throughout all these situations, Jake is still there to give Finn advice. It just isn't always good advice.
Yeah, no.
Let me share with you a little secret on how to win the heart of a princess. Not easy, but you have to be persistent.
So, Finn stays persistent.
Yeah, man. I see what you're saying. Thanks, Jake.
Because even if PB gently pushed him away,
Yeah, but the whole thing also is like, if she was like more sad about the fact that she couldn't stay a child with less responsibilities, or that she couldn't stay a child so she could be in a relationship with Finn in a different kind of mind space, right? That's not very clear. I believe it's more towards like she would have rather stayed a child because of her adult responsibilities, and being with Finn was nice and all, right? But that was just a bonus. I think she was way more upset that she had to go back to her adult life compared to like staying a child. But that's just speculation.
She didn't slam the door shut, and to a teenage heart, that's all it takes.
Yep, true.
In Wizard Battle, Finn cheats to win PB a prize.
Oh
and
yeah,
she
true.
kisses him on the lips, their first real kiss. Which, considering Finn is still about 14 and PB is 18, or 1,000 years old.
I was about to say.
It is a little weird. Luckily, it was also their last one on the lips. Though that's not something we knew at this point, so it still doesn't feel like closure. The slap that follows muddies the message. Was it affection? Punishment? Both? Finn doesn't know. We don't know.
Yeah, we do know. It was a prize, and he won the prize. So it was no, there was like no emotional charge behind this kiss outside of, oh, that was her duty to kiss the winner of the match, right? And the smack was because he cheated, which is something that PB always does, is punish Finn when he does something bad, because that's her kind of motherly role in the show.
PB does seem to know, but isn't all too obvious. So Finn keeps searching for clues, for patterns, for signs that the door might still be cracked open. He can't let go because of the inconsistencies in her communication, and that hurts. In What Was Missing, we learn he still carries a clump of her hair from episode To Cut a Woman's Hair. He treats it like a relic, proof that what they shared wasn't just in his head, and we see that clump of hair one final time in Incendium. In that episode, Finn gets his heart broken. This time for real.
True.
After PB has Jake rest on her lap, Finn makes an attempt to put his head on her lap as well, but she pushes him away.
Come on, Finn. Don't be weird.
Because, well, that's dog stuff.
Yep.
And for the first time, Finn gets the hint. There is no them. It was all just him.
I mean, it wasn't a hint. It was a finally a clear indication and communication of PB's side where it was rejection, right? And it wasn't just rejection of, I don't want you on my lap because that's dog stuff. I just don't want you on my lap because it's weird, right? And saying something is weird, especially to a teenage boy, or like that the action that he did is weird to a teenage boy, that is very telling, because you don't want to be weird. You don't want to be weird, period. But you definitely don't want to be weird when you're 14, because, you know, social status, all that. Like, if you're considered weird, that's bad. That's very bad. You don't want to be weird.
To cope with his own feelings of sadness, he sings All Gummed Up Inside, a song that's not just about heartbreak.
Why do I keep trying if I can't keep her?
It's about knowing the person you want isn't coming any closer, and never really did. That's what finally pushes him toward someone new, though not in the healthiest way. He meets Flame Princess, and for the first time in a long time, he feels wanted. Now, that whole relationship is already covered in another video, so I'm skipping over it for now. If you want to learn what that relationship taught him, I'll put the link to it in the description.
Oh, I need to watch that one. I need to watch that one. Hell yeah. He did not put it in the description, chat. He put it in the comments though.
Adventure Time.
There's not the video. I believe there's the video. Anyway.
Let's continue the bubblegum arc that's not over yet. Just because Finn moves on doesn't mean he's over it. In Your Footsteps, a couple episodes after meeting Flame Princess, Jake jokingly refers to PB as Finn's ex. Finn instantly corrects him.
She's not my... We never went steady.
And that hesitation says everything. Because when something was never official, it lingers longer.
Yep.
You don't get closure.
True.
You just get a collection of almosts. And in Burning Low, all of those feelings come boiling back up. PB hears from Jake that Finn's been spending time with another girl. And at first, she seems pleasantly intrigued.
Yeah, but then she learns who it was and how, well, Flame Princess can be very dangerous, right?
Until Jake drops the name.
Flame Princess! Who's hanging out with Flame Princess?
What?
Suddenly, she's concerned. She doesn't say anything, just quietly slips away. The next day, PB returns. She's not smiling anymore. She warns Finn and Jake that Flame Princess's elemental matrix is unstable, that kissing her could trigger a catastrophic reaction, that this isn't just teenage romance, it's world-ending potential. However, Finn leaves before she can finish.
Jake, Flame Princess is waiting for me. I'm gonna bounce out.
Leaving PB with only one option that she has left. Jake, but he fell asleep during her whole explanation.
will you tell him why he can't see Flame Princess anymore?
Oh, I see what's going on here.
So, without any further knowledge of the situation, Jake immediately does the one thing PB didn't ask for. He reads into it, leading to Jake telling Finn that PB is jealous of his relationship with Flame Princess.
She doesn't want you to see Flame Princess anymore. She's crazy jealous.
And Finn wants that to be true.
Yep.
Because it means the feelings weren't one-sided. That maybe, just maybe, PB had felt something too, all along. The next day, PB checks in with Finn.
Oh, well, speaking of Jake, did he explain everything to you?
She wants to make sure he understands the warning. That,
I mean, laying your hand on his knees though, like, that's weird. That is strange. It makes it very weird for Finn, right? Now, if she is like the mother figure role, I guess, like laying your hand on somebody's lap or like on somebody's knee, like to it's like to comfort whenever you are saying something harsh or like a truthful thing that might come at you very hard, right? And it's like somehow like a physical way to like soften the blow almost, right? It's just like whenever you like lay your hand on somebody's shoulder or something like that.
Responsibility demands sacrifice.
and sometimes when you care about someone, the right thing isn't holding on, it's pulling back. But Finn isn't listening. Not really. He
Nope.
thinks she's finally saying what he's wanted to hear for so long, that she had feelings for him, wanted to be with him, kiss him, but had to put her kingdom first.
Yep.
So he explodes.
I was in love with you!
He tells her how he was in love with her all this time, and how she didn't show any obvious signs of reciprocating those feelings. And now, just now, when he's about to move on, she comes back.
You're gonna build me up all over again! Well, I'm done! I'm done.
And PB just sits there, silent, not correcting him, not confirming anything, just letting him speak. Because what can she say?
Yeah,
Later,
true.
when Jake brings it up again,
You heartless monster. Do you have any idea how much he's cried over you?
when he pushes her about being jealous and how Finn deserves to be happy, PB finally snaps.
This isn't about some petty love triangle.
That's the moment that reverts it all.
Yep.
No feelings, not jealousy, just responsibility as always. She didn't want to ruin Finn's happiness. She wanted to protect the world of Ooh. And instead, she became the villain in a story she never wanted to be a part of.
Yep.
After burning low, it should be over. PB made her position clear. Finn made his peace, or at least he tried to. He's with Flame Princess now.
Yeah.
He says he's happy. But something's still off. In You Made Me, when Lemongrab lashes out at PB, Finn throws himself in front of a sonic blast to save her. No hesitation, no second thought. It's not a romantic gesture, but it feels like one.
No, it's just his heroic duty, right? He would have done this for anyone else. He would have done this for Marceline. He would have done this for Jake. He would have done this for that cookie or whatever. I forgot his name. Like Donut or something. Like he would have done this for like a lot of people. He would have even done this for Lemongrab if he had the chance, right? Okay, maybe not Lemongrab, but you know, close. I don't think this would have been like just because this is bubblegum. I don't think that's the case.
He still sees her as someone worth protecting at any cost, even now. And in Reign of Gunters, that emotional confusion shows up again, this time in Finn's own words. He picks up a dating book called Mind Games and starts trying to act more mysterious. Why?
I keep him in a state of confusion. That way, I've always got options in case Flame Princess doesn't work out.
Because even while dating Flame Princess, he wants to keep his options open, just in case.
Yep.
He claims he's over PB, but his actions don't believe him, and neither does his subconscious. In King Worm, Finn dreams that he and PB are married. Later again in All the Little People, the illusion returns. He toys with miniature versions of everyone he knows, including himself, including PB, and he forces little PB to kiss little Finn.
Yep.
He's doing exactly what we'd be doing if we were 14.
Yeah, it's very, how I say it? Very much something a 14-year-old will do. It's especially if he's in love, right? It makes sense.
The VR headset and some dolls. He says he's just experimenting, but We know what this really is.
Yep.
Wish fulfillment. This is what one-sided love looks like when it lingers too long. When the story ends, but the fantasy doesn't. When the person you loved is still around every day, still kind, still beautiful, still herself, but no longer yours, and never really was. So how can you deal with that when the fantasy won't leave, even when you know it's over? What does Finn do, and what can we learn from it? That lesson is in Too Old, and it changes everything. Just before that episode, Finn messed everything up with Flame Princess, leading to their breakup.
No. 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 Whoa. Hold on. Nah. You cannot possibly blame Finn for that. No, that's ridiculous. That's completely ridiculous.
So he bounces back. He visits the Candy Kingdom and gets caught up in PB's political drama with Lemongrab. But instead of adventure or heroics, or even affection, Finn finds something he's never really felt with PB before. Distance. He makes small talk at dinner like he always does, but she doesn't talk back. He tries to break the tension, tries playing a prank again on Lemongrab just like they did when they were both 13, thinking it would rekindle old fires.
Pranks, like old times.
Finn, no, that's really... Okay, yeah. We'll pull a prank, like old times.
Which didn't work out. Bubblegum is already miles ahead, focused on diplomacy, responsibility, leadership, and for the first time, Finn sees it. Really sees it. She's not the girl from Too Young anymore. She's not sneaking off to pull pranks, hold hands, or lean on his shoulder just because it feels nice. She's a ruler, a scientist, an adult in ways Finn isn't. Not yet, and maybe never was.
Your plan? But I thought we were having fun together.
Finn, I have citizens who need me. I can't always treat everything like a little boy game.
It's awkward, quiet, and painful in that grown-up way, where no one yells, no one fights, they just realize they've become different people. This is the episode where the spell breaks.
I mean, they didn't become different people, it's just his realization of the real Bubblegum Princess he realizes what she really is, like she's an adult. And adults aren't always fun. Honestly, adults most of the times aren't fun. And if you're 14 years old, you think everything is fun, right? Everything is a game, everything is not serious. Consequences be damned, right? Very adolescence, rebellious thinking. And especially if you're like thinking you're playing like this little love game, but you're getting like not rejected, but you're like getting these like half like rejection / have how you say it, like what he says, like maybes, right? It just, I'm not saying it's only Finn's fault. I think if Bubblegum Princess was a little bit more straight and forward with how she, how she feels about Finn, as in it's more of a mother figure role than like a romantic partner role, I think Finn would have been easier for Finn to like accept that.
I think I learned something.
Go on.
Well, I'm thinking maybe age isn't just a number. Maybe older people like really are different. You know? Like less fun inside.
Finn starts to understand that the PB he fell for, the fun-loving teenager who said she liked him, who kissed him once when she was 13, doesn't exist anymore. Or maybe she never did. Not in the way he thought, and that's okay.
Although I do think the fact that when BB became like a teenager, just like Finn, and they were like playing around, playing pranks, being friends, and all that, and even having like a little bit of a romantic relationship going on. I do think that really mentally fucked over Finn. I think it really just ruined Finn in like a very particular way, which made him like hopeful for things that were never going to realize, right?
Sometimes we fall for an idea of someone, the version of them that exists in our head.
Yeah.
And Too Old is when Finn realizes he was in love with someone who had already moved on. She still cares for him, of course she does, but not like that, not anymore. And for the first time, that truth starts to sink in. The fantasy fizzles. Not with a fight, not with a kiss, but with a quiet goodbye. And that's the moment Finn grows up just a little bit more.
True.
A moment you might have experienced as well. When you finally see someone for who they are now, not who they were when you first fell for them, not who you created in your head as the person they might become, the spark fades. Not out of bitterness, but because you both kept growing and you weren't growing in the same direction. It's a hard truth to swallow, because we're taught to fight for love, to hold on, be persistent, never give up. But sometimes growth means letting go. Not because the love was fake, but because it was real, and real things change.
Yep.
Maybe it's the friend who drifted away after school, the person you once thought was the one who's now a stranger, or the crush you held onto for way too long, hoping they'd feel the same if you just tried a little harder. Like Finn in Too Old, there comes a moment when you realize you're chasing a version of someone who doesn't exist anymore. And worse, maybe you never really knew them in the first place. You just loved what they represented, and that's okay.
Also what they bring you, like, if it brought him, like, joy, just being around the person, that already, like, clouds your brain in thinking that, you know, you have a chance. Because it brings you something, then if I just try hard enough, I can bring the same feeling or the same satisfaction to the person that I'm getting it from, right? It's like a reciprocation thing, but it doesn't always work.
Because that moment when you stop chasing and start accepting, that's the first step towards growing into who you're supposed to become. This growth doesn't happen all at once. Lingering memories and thoughts can echo, come back in dreams, or even in songs that make you think about that person again. Moments when you think you've moved on until you realize part of you still wonders, what if? We see the same thing happen at the end of Breezy when feelings come crashing back. Finn is lost, emotionally numb, sleepwalking through a search for meaning, mostly through distraction. But during the final duet, Love, something strange happens. Breezy is replaced by Princess Bubblegum, and for a few quiet, haunting lines, they sing together. It's brief, symbolic, but powerful, because even now, after everything, part of Finn's heart still loops back to her. Not because he's in love, but because he's still healing. And that's what makes the Pajama War so refreshing. It's the first time in a long time where we see Finn and PB just hang out. No stakes, no kingdom crisis, no kisses or confusion.
Hey, you want to ditch the party and go for a walk?
It only took him to have a traumatic experience with his father, losing his arm, and then regrowing it into a weapon that he later has to discard because it was too powerful. But, you know, that's beside the point.
What? Really?
It's been a while since we just hung out, you know?
Just two people in pajamas, joking, talking, spending time together like friends. Equals. PB's not distant. Finn's not pining. They're relaxed, comfortable. And for the first time, it doesn't feel like one is chasing the other. There is no romantic tension, just mutual respect.
Thanks for showing me around, PB. I've enjoyed just hanging out.
Me too.
And that might be the healthiest moment they've ever shared. It says, we've both grown. We're not what we were, and that's okay. By the time we reach Come Along With Me, the story is quiet, simple, peaceful. PB is with Marceline now.
Yeah, that was terrible. They built that up so fucking terrible, dude. I can't believe that people actually, like, protect or, like, defend it. It was terrible. Oh yeah, she sniffed a shirt and they sang together. That's their argument. Shut the fuck up, dude. Terrible.
He has his own path with his own peace. And when they meet again,
oh yeah,
PB even gives Finn a kiss on the cheek, and there's no awkwardness.
I'll see you tomorrow, okay? You're getting tall. Good night.
No unspoken tension, just warmth. Because this was never really a romantic love story. It was about a growing up story. About learning that not everyone who enters your life is meant to stay the way you imagined. About how romantic love isn't always answered in the way that you want, but that doesn't make it meaningless. And about how letting go doesn't erase what once mattered. It just means you're ready to move forward, and that not every small piece of attention means you have to start dating someone. And Finn finally learns this as well in the way he treats his next relationship. Something you need to see if there's something you're still struggling with.
Well, I'm not struggling with relationships, but yeah, okay, that was a good video. I mean, even though some of the things he said were a little bit like speculative, but I guess you could say this is a growing up story. But I think it's a lot more than just a growing up story. I think it's more of a... I had it in my mind how to say this, but it just disappeared for some reason. If you think about it, like anything can be a growing up story. You know, you don't only grow up physically, you grow mentally the most. People in general, they grow mentally way more than they do in physical form. So if you say, oh, it was just a growing up story, sure, I guess. But adults can also have a growing up story, right? Like if you physically or if you mentally develop in a certain way, in a significant degree, then that is also a growing up story. I think this is more of a story that is focusing on overcoming obstacles. And what I mean by that, I think Finn always overcomes obstacles. That's his whole thing. Every single episode, he has like a different obstacle or something he has to like overcome. Like for example, the one video or like the one episode where there was like this sandwich, but it was stuck in like a bubble where if you entered it, it slowed down time, right? I don't remember most of it, but that was an obstacle because I think Jake made like a great sandwich and they wanted to eat the sandwich or something. I don't know. Most of the episodes don't make sense. They're just goofy, fun, whatever, right? But there's like obviously a storyline, a plot that is like developing slowly every single time, which is good, by the way. That makes the series good, better even. Because if you don't have a ongoing storyline, or at least something that's developing, it stays the same and becomes mundane, becomes all okay. I only have to like look at the funny, and some episodes aren't just as funny as the others, in my opinion, right? Not all of them were that good, in my opinion. And on top of that, they also have like the Ice King, which is also like an entire separate like entity in this whole like universe, which is doing his own things, right? He's not just an adversary or like an opponent that, you know, keeps stealing princesses and all that, right? Because he has like this unacquired like love dream fantasy. It's also like on top of that, like the world is very complex, and they really show that very well, in my opinion. The complexity of the whole universe, especially when they like incorporate like the later seasons where, oh, there's like these elemental monster or objects that like create the world, and there were 4, and then one I don't know, stabbed the other one in the back and then became like the ultimate or whatever. Like it became really complex, and on top of that there was like a whole like time paradigm, and like it was a very complex story, which I think worked out really well, by the way. But I think Finn is just not as significant in the grand scheme of things as the show likes to portray. Yeah, I think he's the main character. He definitely is. But I don't think the story overall is about him. And I think that's the good part about the series. It's not about him. He is living in the world that it is about, right? He is experiencing, like the world and the universe is the main character in this show, especially later seasons where they are going like doing time travel and all sorts of stuff, right? I don't know, I'm just rambling at this point, but yeah, coming of age story is not like the best definition in my opinion, but I think it's more of a overcome story where he has like these adventures and then he overcomes them. And like, for example, that one, I think that was very cool. Like he had like this maze and he had to like do it blind to get out, and then he got out and then he was in a different dimension or whatever, and every time he opened his eyes, he's back at the start. Like, I think that was a really good episode. Like, there's a lot of good episodes in this show, and I think the show was very good, but I don't think that the whole show is about Finn. The character arcs for Finn, yeah, I would agree that is a growing up / overcome story. Just your typical, like, people go through struggles and everyone has struggles, right? And no matter how ridiculous, it's just still relatable because you have to overcome certain things, even if they're physically overcomable or mentally overcomable. It doesn't really matter because you can still relate to a struggle that or like a motivation